Alright y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. So today's video we are checking out two videos, and I think both of these, one of them is from the British Army, one of them is from the Royal Marines. Now this is going to be about hand-to-hand combat. Now that can be a bunch of different things. So you have hand-to-hand combat with knife, you can use bayonets, you can just use actual grappling and whatnot. So that's what I mean when I say hand-to-hand combat. In the British Army, Royal Marines, I think you guys use the term CQB or close quarter battle for that sometimes, or maybe even close quarter combat, CQC. So I'll just stick with hand-to-hand fighting just to refer to these sort of things, because in the U.S. military, close quarter battle is basically like room clearing and clearing out buildings and all that good stuff. So hand-to-hand fighting, that's what we're checking out today. First one is going to be a bayonet training video, which looks pretty solid. This one is from Evos Media, so you guys might be familiar with that channel. They have a lot of awesome, high quality and high production stuff, so I'd recommend going over there and checking out some of the stuff that they have. And then the second one, you guys have probably all seen it, but yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. So yeah, this first video is pretty legit. I've seen a little bit of it so far, and I'm very excited to get into it, because in the U.S. Marine Corps, of course, we have to do our bayonet training in boot camp. And I think I have, yeah, okay. I know I have a funny video of me doing bayonet training, so I'll put that up in the video. But that was during boot camp in 2012. Yeah, it was a rough summer, so forgive how I look in that picture. But yeah, bayonet training is a lot of fun. It's not the most practical nowadays, but it is very good to train with that. So we don't really carry a bayonet really too much. We didn't carry a bayonet at all in the Marines. And in the Army, you carry it sometimes, but they're all super dull and kind of rusty. So if you had to use it, it probably wouldn't be very effective. In the Marines, we had, or at least I had a K-bar. A lot of people had their own personal knives, so that's what we were accustomed to using. But bayonet training is a lot of fun, and it's very serious. And if someone was charging you with the bayonets, you'd probably be crapping your pants. So we'll get into this video. Should be good. Hope you guys enjoy it. Alright guys, real quick before we get into the video, I do have a Discord server now, and I'm very excited about that because you can see it's very cool. It lets y'all know whenever I upload a new video. I have a bunch of different channels, so if you're joining the military, if you're currently serving, if you're a veteran, you can go there, have a chat with other people who are currently serving and whatnot. I have announcements, so instead of just putting everything on the community board on my YouTube channel, I can also put it in the Discord server. I have a video recommendations channel, so if you guys want to drop some links to recommend some videos, you can throw that there, and then just some other silly general chats. And there's also a voice channel if you actually want to do that. So very excited to get this Discord server up, so definitely feel free to head on over there, and yeah, let me know what you think. If there's any weird kinks that I need to work out, then I'll definitely buff that out. But yeah, very excited to get that going.
During battle, okay, the situation won't always allow you, okay, draw your weapon to bear, okay, and engage the enemy.
High quality stuff.
The position of the enemy, okay, could be that close, okay, you can't actually engage your fucking weapon on a close quarter battle. Or secondly, which has personally happened to myself, okay, is your weapon may get a stopping, okay, as you go into close and destroy the enemy.
A lot of people might be confused when you'd actually use a bayonet, especially in modern warfare. It's basically if you really need to get in close quarters, and one, if you're out of ammo, you're probably in a very bad spot, but you do have the option to use a bayonet. But more than likely, when you're going to be using a bayonet, it's just if you're going in a situation where it might get very close, where shooting might not be the most beneficial. So it's kind of nuanced when you'd actually use a bayonet. Again, it's not that practical anymore. It's nice to have a knife as a backup if you really need to do very close quarter stuff. But bayonet is just one of those situations where it might get very close and personal, or as like a last resort. But yeah, it's going to be very violent, and it's going to be very messy. So it's good to be trained with the bayonet, so you know how to use it and how to actually take people out effectively.
The enemy. Therefore, you need to have the skill set and the fucking aggression to close and destroy the enemy with the use of the sword.
That's basically what it is. A little sword on your rifle. This is a sick little training course though. Classic.
Keep fucking moving!
That's very cool. Yeah, so I like how they're advancing through like a little lane. In the Marines, at least in boot camp, you learn how to use the bayonets, but when you're actually using it against something in the bayonet assault course, it's like a tire. So you're just going up and attacking a tire, and it's really, I don't know, it's really underwhelming. It's not really that exciting. I don't know if all the units in the British Army do training like this, but this is very solid training. So good on the leaders and the NCOs actually getting this training put together. But the dummy is very solid, and actually, again, having like that terrain to actually move through with the bayonets is very important because you know you could trip and fall on that sucker, and that wouldn't be a fun day. Especially using a bayonet in close quarters like that. You don't train like that too much in the Marines. He's saying on guard. That'd be pretty scary to hear, the dude with a bayonet. So that's something I noticed that is kind of weird for me. They have their bayonets over the muzzle of the rifle, so you wouldn't be able to effectively shoot the rifle. I mean, I'm guessing there's not really any gap for the round, so I'm guessing if you just put the muzzle over it, that's basically when you're out of ammo or you're really not intending to shoot the rifle. Now in the US, our bayonets go, it's like an undermounted bayonet, so there's like a bayonet lug underneath the barrel. So you can still utilize your rifle if you need to shoot it. Again, using a bayonet, you might not necessarily be in a situation where you have ammunition or what have you, but it's nice to have that option to, if you do need to shoot or if you do need to go from close quarters to engaging at further distances, you can keep your bayonet on. You don't need to, have to worry about taking it off or what have you. So that's a weird design in my opinion, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. I like the aggression though, it's good stuff. Nice. Again, I like the little dummies that they set up. That's pretty cool. Like sandbags and like little uniforms. Okay, here we go. Evo's Media, good stuff. All right, so I'm not sure if that song is going to get copyrighted. If it does, I'm gonna have to just change the song out, and you might not hear the audio from them actually saying everything. So hopefully it doesn't get cut out, but if it does, I'll try and just mute it. Either way, very solid video, very cool to check out. And again, the one coming up next, I'm pretty sure you guys have all seen this at some point. I remember actually seeing this video, I don't know when it was, but I remember seeing it a while back. I think it was before I was actually in the Marines, because this video's, actually, okay, I guess not. This video's from 2013, so I was in the Marines at the time, but I do remember watching this because I thought it was very badass. In the Marines, we have the Marine Corps Martial Arts program where you have your belts. So you start off with a tan belt, then you go to gray, green, brown, black, and then you have different levels of black depending on what sort of instructor you are. So being in the Marines, we had like that exposure with Marine Corps Martial Arts, and it was very cool to do that. I actually got up to brown belts, which, I mean, it is what it is. You get some pretty decent training once you get to like green and brown belts. So that was pretty cool to have. But yeah, it's cool to see how the Royal Marine commanders do it, especially for these demonstrations, because a lot of times they don't really hold back, and that's awesome because the general public can actually see the aggression and the real effects of what the hand-to-hand combat can actually do. So let's get into it.
We hope you really enjoy it. Oh, wait, the louder you cheer, the harder they hit.
We have very similar things like this set up where the recruiters and whatnots will come out and they'll do demonstrations.
Why are they putting their hats on the floor?
Okay. Interesting music.
During training, a Royal Marine recruit will receive 18 periods of close quarter combat. This is due to the nature of our job. In certain situations, a Royal Marine may find himself toe-to-toe with the enemy, where the use of a weapon is not Royal Marine must know how to protect himself. Here are a few defences he can use to disable grabs and hold.
Alright, so yeah, for sure. In the military, you need to be pretty proficient with like hand-to-hand combat, especially grappling and whatnots, because if it really gets down to it and you're not trained at all, you have no idea what you're doing and you're not used to it, then yeah, you're gonna get pretty torn up and pretty wrapped up by someone who actually knows what they're doing. So it's very important to train these skills, and it's important just to build the confidence. I know in the Marine Corps, whenever we would do like a hike or what have you after the fact, we would do grappling. So we'd get in a big circle and do grappling. And we did that a lot. We implemented it a lot in our like physical training. In the Army, they have something called combatives, which I don't want to get into because I think combatives is kind of trash in the Army. But I'm mainly going to be talking from the Marine Corps point of view. And yeah, you do a lot of grappling, and it's very good training, and it's very fun to get that aggression out too.
God.
Okay.
I didn't realise it was going to be like that.
Some of this stuff looks like WWE. He's definitely feeling it though.
Unarmed combat is also used to capture and detain high-value targets. A Royal Marine may also have to use
The guys in the back seem like they're loving this. This dude's just struggling.
these skills to control a hostile crowd, either in this country or abroad. Firstly, against the kick, the shin check and knee.
I'm just waiting for him to RKO him at this point.
Next, the leg catch and chest roll.
Yeah. That's a nice leg lock.
This time, hip toss.
That was gonna be good, huh?
Into an armbar.
There you go.
And finally, against the kick, the X block and kick.
Sorry for him.
I landed on the floor again.
I wonder if that's... Yeah, again, this would be very hyped if I was any of these civilians, especially if I wasn't in the military. I'd be loving this. But man, is that just like solid concrete on that pad? I mean, whatever, they're tough enough so they can absorb it, but sheesh, he got it good.
Their mats are like
All the
30
skills
quid
and
each.
techniques taught to a Royal Marine must be regularly practiced so that when confronted with an attacker, they are second nature.
Ooh,
Next, you will see a series
Corona.
of techniques including sweeps, blocks, and chokes. First, the leg sweep.
okay.
Arm breaking technique, the armbar.
Oh, your face.
Armbar sucks, dude. Did actually get it good.
The chair, the anaconda.
There's a snake in there.
And finally, a choking technique, the rear naked.
Classic. So it's good how he was stepping back with it. He didn't really get the dude the opportunity to like actually get his posture and be able to like sweep around behind him, because that's like the biggest defense. Whenever you get like a rear naked, it should just swing your foot behind him and get the person off balance. But if the person grabs you and they start walking back with you, then you really need to gain your balance before actually getting into it. And then you have gravity pulling down as well, and that's yeah, it's gonna be a big struggle when you're trying to get out of that. So that's pretty cool how they did that. It's cool how they have like some techniques, but they also follow through with certain things. So you'll see at the end, like with the anaconda or whatever they called this, he flipped over and was able to actually really get that lock in. So it's cool how you're seeing like the small things to actually make it effective, a little bit more effective than it might be or might look from this WWE style stuff.
Stand on it.
There will be times when a Royal Marine is confronted at close range by an attacker with a weapon. This may be a pistol, a knife, or a baton. A Royal Marine must react quickly and instinctively. Here are some defences, disarming techniques he can use. First, against the pistol, the disarm and roll.
Get on your knees, show me your hands!
Against the knife, the return to sender.
Oh, nice.
Next, against an attack with a kosh, the leg sweep and chest strike.
So cool.
Against the back. That's it. And the rest.
A bat, that's nice. Oh,
The disarm and throw.
nice.
I'm glad that was rubber.
Oh, dude. Dude's in the audience just dodging the pistols and whatnot.
During operations, a Royal Marine may have
this is
to
the
dispatch
worst
a
one.
sentry in order to gain access to a guarded area. This will involve disarming him and snatching him from his post.
So we don't train anything like this. Now we sort of do it in stages. Again, you do have different belt levels. So you do it in stages. Early on it's strikes, it's counters to strikes, it's how to get out of the mount and the guard and stuff like that. Just how to survive. Then you start moving into more advanced stuff. So you got your hip throws, your shoulder throws, you have all your sweeps and whatnots, and you can do more counters as far as like kicks and punches. But with this, we don't really practice to do anything like this. We do the knives, we do the pistols, but actually moving up on like a sentry or what have you, this is going to be interesting, I guess. I don't really know what to expect. I think at this point, I don't remember anything that I saw previously when I saw this like however many years ago. So the dude in the audience said it was going to be bad, so let's see.
This must be done as silently as possible. First, the leg drag.
Oh, dude.
Pray for my iPod not to turn off.
He's going to like eat his optic or something. There we go. Okay, he dropped it.
He's next.
Next, the garrote.
Oh. Oh man, I hate these ads so much. Go away. Okay, that one looked pretty nasty.
The Japanese headlock.
Oh, it's my
I wonder what makes the Japanese. Oh, okay.
Look at, oh, really, that one?
Some ninja stuff right there.
Oh, this is going in the nuts, isn't it? It's going in the nuts.
And grab.
Oh man. That's why they were hyping him up. That's like the finisher, huh? Yeah, I think he's done with the demo.
And finally, the sentry's favourite, the disarm and blow to stomach.
Oh no.
Dang.
I just started crying by now.
That would be fun to do, honestly.
Now, as a finale, one Royal Marine will use a variety of skills and techniques to defend himself against a multiple of attackers.
So this is really cool. Like we've trained with some things like this. It's sort of like a Krav Maga style training where a lot of people are coming on you and you just have to be really aggressive. But what they're not showing is like all the small stuff that wouldn't be as sexy for a demonstration. So how to like break your fall, how to fall properly is a big thing that people don't necessarily know how to do. So they get really injured just because they fall a weird way, they hurt their wrist or their elbow. And they can't really show this for a demonstration. It's not going to look that cool, but it's definitely things happening in the background that you wouldn't actually expect to think about. But break falling is a big thing. How to do normal strikes, how to actually do the strikes, and how to actually do everything effectively to make sure the lock is good. So you're not really seeing so much of that. You're just sort of seeing all the violence, but it's just things happening in the background that you need to be looking for too.
Variety of skills and techniques to defend himself against a multiple of attackers. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I give you King of the Match. Have it. Yeah, come on.
Getting kicked in the back of the knee would hurt so bad. Okay, nice. Oh. Oh, does ankle land on the bat? Is he gonna finish him off now? Oh, okay, yeah, I guess he is. Dude, that was a little bit of ribs right there.
Finish him off.
That's awesome, though. That's a good demonstration.
What do you think?
Nice. So I wonder where they actually. Cool. All right, dope. So that was a very awesome video. Now I don't know exactly who these guys are, if they're like particular like recruiting team or if they go around doing stuff, certain things like this. In the Marines, we have like the martial arts. It's like an academy almost. So there's like certain people that actually get designated for that. So I'm not sure if these guys are specifically from there or if they're just instructors or if they're part of the recruiting team or if they're just local. So if you guys could provide some context if you know a little bit of background information for that, that'd be cool to know. Because if these are just normal Joe Schmoes or what have you, that'd be pretty solid. I mean, it looks like they know what they're doing, and it's so dope to have the public involved because that's how you really start getting the support for the military and a little bit more of understanding. I mean, with like the U.S., you have Special Forces, Green Berets. Everyone knows like how badass they are, the SEALs and whatnot. But with the Royal Marines, like yeah, it's cool to do very similar things like this. And the U.S. Marines, we have to advertise what we do a little bit more just because people don't understand it. I'm not sure if the Royal Marines are more on like the side of, yeah, everyone knows what the Royal Marines does. I mean, everyone knows what the SAS does at this point, but I'm not sure if it's a similar thing where you really need to start doing these demonstrations to get the general public to actually appreciate what you're doing. So I don't know how it is from the recruiting standpoint, but it's very interesting to think about. I know the U.S. Marines tries very hard to make sure that they look very good in the public's eye. So it can kind of get in the way of things, but as far as like these demonstrations, it's pretty fun, pretty cool to check out. I know I went to Veterans Day in New York City to do like a little publicity thing, and that was a lot of fun. But it's really cool to actually mix with the populace and do things like this. So yeah, if you guys know the dudes who are involved in this, or if you have done any similar events like this with the public, definitely feel free to share your experiences in the comment section because that'd be awesome to hear about. And of course, if you guys liked the video, hit that thumbs up. And, comment, let me know what you think regardless. And, of course, if you're not subscribed, definitely consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you're notified whenever I upload the next video. Because, it might be something badass like this and you guys might miss out. And, I can't really help you if you're not subscribed. But if you are subscribed, you can definitely stay tuned for some more awesome content, especially from the UK, from Finland, Sweden, all those awesome countries out there. So I do appreciate you guys watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Kudos to EOS Media with the awesome content and sending me a message on Instagram to check out his videos. I checked out them previously, but I didn't see that bayonet one, and that's some very good stuff. So I do appreciate that shout outs. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it for this one. I'll see you all in the next one.